Well, Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy has come under political fire after he allegedly mocked the existence of multiple Hindu deities, with the opposition BJP and the BRS demanding an immediate apology. Revanth Reddy stated, and I quote, "How many gods do Hindus believe in? Are there 3 crores? Why do so many exist? There is one God for those who are unmarried, Hanuman. There is another God for those who marry twice. And there is yet another God for those who drink alcohol. For dal and rice, there is one. Each group has its own God." Meanwhile, several BJP members besieged Congress PCC office today and burnt Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's effigies in protest against his derogatory remarks. Joining us to take this conversation forward is N. Ramachandra Rao, Telangana BJP State President. We're also being joined by Mithun Vijay Kumar, political analyst. We're also joined by Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist, as well as Major Muhammad Ali Shah, defense expert. Let me first take this conversation forward with Mr. Gautam Mukherjee. And sir, I'd like to understand from you, Revanth Reddy says that he made the Hindu gods remark in a light-hearted fashion. But, why do you think this is being taken as an insult by Hindus?
Well, there are lots of things that one can joke about, but when you joke about gods, it is bound to be taken as an insult, because it serves to no effective purpose other than to try and amuse those who are anti-Hindu. So this is definitely something that is typical of Reddy, because he's also said that Congress is a Muslim party. As the chief minister, these kind of so-called light-hearted comments are not very becoming.
I'm going to come back to our guests momentarily, but of course we're being joined by a very special guest right now with us on the broadcast, Mr. N. Ramachandra Rao, Telangana BJP State President. So thank you so much for your time speaking to us on Newsx. We're of course talking about a very pertinent issue over here. And I'd also in fact like to ask you my first question. It of course circles around the comment that Revanth Reddy has made about Hindu gods. He's made it in a light-hearted fashion, yes, but why do you think it's been taken as an insult by Hindus?
Why do you think this was an insult to Hindus?
No, see, light-hearted or heavy-hearted, that doesn't matter. But the question is that when he makes a statement in the Jubilee's by-election that Muslim is Congress and Congress is Muslim, and subsequently he makes a lighter remarks on Hindu goddesses and gods, that shows his mindset that he has no respect for Hindu deities. He has a scant respect for Hindu deities, and this is playing only to please their bosses, that is his, their friends, that is MIM. So definitely, even if he says in light-hearted, it is supposed to be an insulting to the people who have faith in these gods. How can he insult Hanuman that he is not married and only unmarried people, pray him? There are many married men also, many women also, they pray him. Hanuman is supposed to be one of the favorite gods of many Hindus here. And therefore, you can't say it is a light-hearted comment. It shows his mindset, the Congress mindset, that Congress basically is anti-Hindu and they only want to appease the minorities for their vote bank. They want to establish that they want only Muslim votes, and they want only a Muslim vote bank for themselves. So these can't be taken very lightly. He might have told in lighter vein, but the Hindu society will not take it lightly.
All right, so do you think a similar remark about Islam or Christianity would have been tolerated?
Definitely not. If we the same remarks, even in lighter vein, if he had made any remarks on Islam or Christianity, they would have made, a hell out of this remark. And there would have been violence everywhere. There would have been violent protests in the entire world also, because Islamic world will not tolerate that. But then he doesn't have the dareness to comment anything on them. They can also be, you can also make lighter comments on Islam and Christianity, but why he doesn't make? Why he doesn't make on them? See, a cartoon in Denmark on Muhammad Prophet had created, a lot of furor in the entire world. And today you make such comments which you say in lighter vein. So why Hindus will not react to it? So I think that this type of attitude is something only to please the people who have supported him in the elections and please MIM party.
All right, this is what it burns down to. Should Hindus continue to be tolerant towards such remarks, or has it been taken for granted?
See, Hindus by nature they are tolerant. And they are over tolerant. They don't react even if they abuse the gods and goddesses. But I don't say that they should be violent on this issue, but at least the Hindus should realize that if you don't react, such type of lighter comments will continue, and one day Hinduism will definitely be in danger. I don't mean that we don't have respect for other religion. BJP has respect for all the religion, and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi always said, "Sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka vishwas, and sabka prayas." But that doesn't mean that you should insult only one. You can't insult one religion, one culture, one religious practices. You can't do that. You don't do other for others, because Hindus are majority and Hindus are tolerant. You go on criticizing them. You go on making jokes on them. You go on making satires on them. So this is something intolerable. But the Hindu society, by nature, it is a tolerant society. So therefore, we are tolerant.
Right, absolutely. So with that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on Newsx, sharing your perspectives with us. Let me hop across to Mr. Mithun Vijay Kumar. And sir, I'd like to ask you, of course, we've heard what Mr. Ramachandra Rao, Telangana BJP state president, has to say. But, I also want to talk about this. There are so many people from the south who come to Varanasi for Tamil Sangam. From Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Telangana, devotees participate in the Kailash Mansarovar as well. What would these people in the masses think of these comments? Why would they perhaps take offense to it?
First of all, the Hindu sentiment in this country is constantly being heard by Congress party and their leaders, and this is happening on a regular basis. So what Revanth Reddy has done, or the statement that Revanth Reddy has made, is only in line with his party's view of spreading hatred against Hindus, and Hindus are used to it. It's not a one-off mistake. It is the culture of the Congress party. It is the deep-seated anti-Sanatana mindset that we have seen over and over again from their leaders and from their allies. So there is no point in asking Congress to apologize. Like I heard the BJP spokesperson saying that Congress should apologize. But if you remember, Mallikarjun Kharge himself had said before elections that if PM Modi becomes PM again, Modi becomes PM again, Sanatan Dharma will rule India. So Congress has a history of spreading Hindu phobia, be it during election campaigns or, in their business as usual, like how Revanth Reddy is doing it. And this is not something new that we see. And Rahul Gandhi, if you remember, during his Bharat Jodo Yatra, was taking words of wisdom from George Ponnaya, who was booked for anti-Hindu remarks. And Rahul Gandhi has, explicitly stated to US ambassador at an event that Hindu groups are more dangerous than terrorist outfits like Lashkar-e-Taiba. And even, their ex-ministers like Shivraj Patil, they have made anti-Hindu statements like Krishna taught jihad to Arjuna. Hindu has a dirty meaning is something that Satish Jarkioli had said. So this is a party that even, went to the extent of changing the definition of communal violence to implicate only Hindus in any act involving communal violence. So the comments by Chief Minister Revanth Reddy today are simply the latest example of this, long anti-Sanatana tradition. So he says one thing when he's appealing to the, to one community, right? You would have heard it because he had said, Congress means Muslims and Muslims means Congress. That is something he had said when he was, addressing one community. And on the other hand, this is what he has to say about Hindus. So we clearly know what is their intention, and this is something that is totally unacceptable. But I'm not surprised with any minister or Congress's top leaders coming and making such statements.
Right, absolutely. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, I'd like to rope you in over here and understand from you. Do you think a similar remark about Islam or Christianity would have been tolerated?
Think any remark on any religion should be tolerated, and I think religion is a very, very personal matter. I am very, very critical when any politician uses religion or patriotism, involves the armed forces or the religion, because these are very, very sacred institutions for us, personally, for everyone. In fact, so most certainly it should not be tolerated at all. In fact, and you cannot joke about a person's religion. You cannot joke. You can't say in lighter vein about religion. And I don't support it at all. In fact, now about Revanth Reddy, he was a member of the ABVP and RSS affiliated organization while he was a student in 2006. He contested the local body elections and was elected as ZPTC member from Majil Mandal as an independent candidate, in fact. So in 2007, in fact, Reddy was elected as the member of the Legislative Council, MLC, as an independent candidate. Later, he met Telugu Desam party chief N. Chandrababu Naidu and joined the TDP. So Revanth Reddy has that history, and it's most certainly, people would say that he is trying to appease the Muslims, or he's trying to appease his friend AIM chief. And in fact, let me tell you, he has no right to say that Congress is Muslim, or who is he? Is he the Congress president? He is no one. And in fact, as a member of Legislative Assembly in 2009, Reddy was elected as the Andhra Pradesh Assembly from Kottagal constituency with 46.46% votes as a TDP candidate. He won against the incumbent and five-time MLA Gurunath Reddy of Congress. He served as the MLA of the Andhra Pradesh Assembly between 2009 and 2014 and the Telangana Assembly between 2014 and 2018. He contested the 2014 undivided Andhra Pradesh legislative elections and was elected the Telangana Assembly from Kottagal, and with a majority of 14,614 votes against Gurunath Reddy. He was elected as the floor leader of the Telugu Desam party, and so he has a political background, a much rich political background, and a person with that kind of background, shobha nahi deta. When you make comments on, irrespective Hindu deities or any deities, any gods, about any religion, shobha nahi deta hai. Is it to appease Asaduddin Owaisi, AIM chief? Who? What? People are talking. I read comments on Twitter that he's trying to appease Asaduddin Owaisi, and I don't think anyone would support it. In fact, let me tell you, as in Islam, we will not support such a kind of a statement. It's not, see, I'm a Muslim, Asavari, and if only when I respect the other religion will I expect respect from the other religion as well. Right. It's as simple as that. In the army, when I was in the army, we have something called the Sardham Sthal. We have a common house of worship. In fact, it's where the regiment I come from, Regiment of Artillery in Nashik, there's a square where there's a mandir, masjid, gurdwara and church, all four on one square, and we all coexist together. No one ever interferes with anyone's religion. It's a very, very personal religion, and most certainly I am very, very critical when politicians use religion, because it's a very sensitive matter. A matter involving our passions, sentiments, and I think the easiest way to invoke passions among people is get them communalized, talk about religion, patriotism is another thing. Whenever anybody, any political party brings in the armed forces and, trying to, or religion for that matter, irrespective, whoever they are, or whatever party they come from, I am always very critical of that. And in fact, apology is not just the answer. Right now, if he apologizes, fine. Again, kal ko phir se karenge, koi aur karega. So, when we say is Hinduism, because Hinduism is tolerant.
Right.
Tolerance, let's conclude by saying tolerance is a strength, not a weakness. So, it should not be taken for granted as well. I would say that.
Right, absolutely. Mr. Gautam Mukherjee, should Hindus continue to be tolerant towards such remarks, or has it been taken for granted? Because even in the past, we've seen leaders making comments about Sanatan Dharma, and then when they're asked for an apology, they straight up say no. So, should we be tolerant towards it?
Well, we always have been, and I don't see any reason for it to change because one person, even if he is the chief minister, makes pointed remarks. This is not right, but everybody's free to say what he wants. And in the event, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and that is clearly evident, that he feels it okay to insult the majority of this country just because he can and just because the Hindus will not retaliate against him, shows him up for the kind of person he is. And those who refuse to apologize when they do this kind of thing, well, it does not diminish the religion, it diminishes them. So that's the way a Hindu thinks. And Hindu religion or Sanatan Dharma has survived thousands of years. It is much older than all the other religions that are prevalent here, except the offshoots from Hinduism. So, it's water off a duck's back. And our policy is certainly not to retaliate every time somebody says something silly like this. But to call him out for the silliness is called for, and it is being done.
Absolutely. Mr. Mithun Vijay Kumar, let me get an understanding from you. There are two sides to the coin. One is that you call it out and you become intolerant towards it. The other is that you let it go because it doesn't necessarily affect you in the larger scheme of things. Where does your perspective stand? Should the Hindus tolerate such remarks, or should we, should somebody then come out, ask for an apology?
Yeah, I think Hindus have been tolerating it for a very long time now. So definitely, it's all about forgetting such remarks, ignoring it. But at the same time, this needs to be taken up at least by media persons and people who are who are some decision makers in the country, because such remarks are putting one particular community in the bad light, and that needs to be taken up. So when Congress party that projects a version of secularism saying that it is Sarva Dharma Samabhava, they are not following it. So that needs to be called out, right? All they're doing is, Hindu Dharma Tiraskar. That is why we are reacting to this. Nobody cares about what Revanth Reddy is saying, because Hindu Dharma is not, Sanatan Dharma is not so small that one Revanth Reddy can, attack and, malign it. But this needs to be addressed because there are people who are hurt, whose sentiments are hurt. At least the people living in that particular state which he is heading, the Hindus of that state, who are they looking up to? Their chief minister itself is making such remarks. So for them, we are we are giving these explanations. And for people like Revanth Reddy who don't understand Hinduism, I think the concept of multiple gods needs to be explained. See, Hinduism believes there is one supreme god called Brahman, and who is the source of everything. So this single God is so huge and powerful that we as humans cannot fully grasp or picture it all once. So Hindus imagine that the single supreme God is wearing different hats or costumes. So each god or goddess you see, like Vishnu, Shiva, Lakshmi, Hanuman, it's one face, but one personality of a single great power. For example, you pray to Lakshmi when you want wealth or good luck, because she is the face of the supreme god that manages prosperity. So similarly, you pray to Lord Ganesha before starting something new, because he is the face of that supreme god that removes obstacles. So this is a system that gives everyone the freedom to choose specific face of the specific face of God they feel most comfortable praying to, and the whole concept of God feels much more personal and easy to connect with. So the truth is one, but the way we Hindus see it are many. So I think people like Revanth Reddy should understand this one small thing and stop attacking Hinduism, from time to time for their political agenda. That's all I would like to say at this point.
Right, absolutely. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, I'd like to rope you in over here and get your understanding as well, because in principle, we are in agreement that a person's faith, their religion should not be discussed. It's personal to them. These comments are not looked upon well by communities who, of course, will not take it well. With that being said, what is then the reasonable line that can be drawn in such cases?
Savary, the easiest thing for the politicians to play upon on human emotions, sentiments, and the masses is, okay, you bring in religion, you bring in. It's a very, we are all very touchy about it. We are very touchy about our country also. We are very touchy about. These are things which they feel they can connect with people and they can use it to their advantage. But I think it's rather ridiculous if these things are to be used. You do good work, don't touch upon these emotions. You do good work, let your work speak for itself. Regarding Revanth Reddy, let me tell you, on 25th October 2017, the TDP had removed him as the floor leader for the Telangana TDP after reports had surfaced that he would consider joining the Congress party, which means he was different. And on 31st October 2017, he formally joined the Congress party. That's when he joined. And now, I want to ask, had he not joined the Congress party, had he been making such statements even then? It's a point to ponder for everyone to think. Now, he contested the 2018 Telangana Assembly election from Kodagnai and as an Indian National Congress candidate and lost to Bharat Rashtra Samiti, BRS candidate. The Patnam Narendra Reddy had marked his first deal in an election. On 20th September 2018, he was appointed as one of the 3 working presidents of Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee, replacing N. Uttam Kumar Reddy. I'll quickly conclude by saying that following his defeat in 2018, Telangana Legislative Assembly had Reddy had successfully fully contested the 2019 general election as well from the Malikarji Lok Sabha constituency as a Congress candidate by a margin of 10,919 votes,
Right.
constituting 38.63% of total votes. He defeated the closest competitor, Mari Rajashekar Reddy from BRS. So, had he not joined Congress party, had he been making these statements?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes,
I'm so sorry to cut you off over there, but we're completely out of time. I'd like to thank all our guests.